Believe it or not, some of my most watched videos are on my bamboo, my Fargesia robusta, which is kind of surprising, but I guess people really like their bamboo. So these Fargesia robusta, they look just like the Fargesia rufo, but it's a rufus smaller. The robusta I've had, it will be 4 years this April that I put them in. When I bought them, they already had, like, they were separated off of a large clump, or a hedge actually, and I just bought them from somebody who was just selling them on Craigslist. And when I got them, the canes were, some of them were like 8 feet tall. There might have been a dozen to 20 canes per clump. I planted them 4 foot on center, so basically the center of the clump to the center of that clump is 4 feet. So what you're looking at is 3 years worth of growth. They're looking a little worse for wear because the heat dome really hurt them last year. They don't like full sun, especially hot afternoon sun. But so this is 3 years. So these bamboo are a clumping bamboo. They're relatively well behaved. If you have any canes come up where you don't want them, you just cut them off and that's it. It's pretty easy. Mine are starting to get big. I'm gonna kind of, they are going to be kind of manicured in a straight line right now. They're not quite. You can kind of see there's some kind of sticking out, but that's okay. I got lots of room still. I figured this was a really good time to shoot it. It's nice and sunny and these trees have not leafed out yet. So this bamboo is rated for zone 7 to 9. However, it does not like high heat and humidity. So those of you in the southeast, I'm sorry, it's probably not going to work for you, but for us on the west, it's a real easy one. Parts, I would say part sun to part shade, no hot afternoon sun. They do like water, so you do have to water them. And I'm getting real close here where I'm gonna fertilize them. They're a little yellow from winter, but they'll flush out. This section here gets a little bit more shade, so you can see how nice and lush this looks. As far as trimming, you can cut them wherever you want, and they'll actually bounce back. So like this here, if I just trimmed these, they would like bounce back and it would become more upright. And this year, a lot of people, or what I've been told or read is people will use grass fertilizer, but this year I've ordered some chicken manure pellets. I see a lot of people in the UK like to use those for their plants. It doesn't burn your plants. It's pretty much good for everything. So I got a 40-pound bag. So I'm taking some tips from my UK friends, and I'm gonna be probably spreading it on here in the next couple of weeks. I'm just kind of waiting for the soil to warm up a little bit. But now that I'm actually out here, so this clump, I think the soil warms up faster. And look, I actually just noticed this for the first time. It's kind of funny that I shot this, but look, these are new shoots. I don't know if you can see them, they're kind of brown. Right there, right there, right here. There's another one there, there's 2 there. There you go, 1, 2, 3. There's a whole bunch up there. Oh wow, there's actually, now that I'm really looking, because I have not looked at these, they are coming up absolutely everywhere. But this clump here always has new growth first. You can kind of see, there's one there. They're all in here actually. They're peeking up. Oh wow, all against the fence. That's actually really great. So I leave the kind of like the old leaf sheaths or culms, or they kind of come off. You can kind of see here. Those just kind of fall off. I leave them because I think plants appreciate the mulch that they create themselves. So if you wanted to, you could trim off all these lower leaves to expose the canes more. They come in green. They kind of get a bit of a yellowish color. You can see they're not the biggest canes, but as far as clumping bamboo, not bad. Maybe some of the Berinda and Chescaya, maybe they get a little bit bigger, but You can expect these to get about 12 or 15 feet. Mine are at least 10 for the taller canes. Yeah, you know, I am seeing shoots all over the place. It's usually around the end of March is when I start to see them, or in March. In April is when I get the big flush of growth. So this kind of wall here. So what I did was I found Fargesia robusta, but they were 1 gallon plants, and bamboo's not the cheapest plant to buy for whatever reason. So I put in 3 small ones, and then I found the person that was selling these taller ones on Craigslist. And so up here, these super tall ones, they got planted second. So down here, I don't know if you can tell, but there's kind of a line where it's very lush down here. These are the 1 gallons that I put in, and the 1 gallons, they are approximately 6 feet in height, and you can see the canes are really small. So I did buy it from a bamboo nursery that does sell both robusta and rufa, but I'll be honest with you, I kind of think that these might be rufa because they're not getting bigger. The Fargesia rufa that I do have is that I planted at the same time as a 1 gallon size, is the same size as these. So I'm not sure if these are actually robusta, but the robusta are behind it. So that's a good way to kind of fill in the lower part if you want. Just do a staggered planting. So that I have three of the rufa along, and then the robusta. There's that looks like there's 4 clumps of them in here. So I do have mine on irrigation. Spring's coming up, so they will flush some new growth. And once I get that chicken manure pellets on them, and now the ground is warming up, I think they'll do quite well. So there you go. One of my most popular plants, my hedge. So if you have, I had one person asking me how far apart I planted them. So these clumps, that's 3 years. That one's actually quite good. Started with anywhere from a dozen to 20 canes, 4 feet apart, and you can see there still is some room. This year I'm gonna get a nice flush, so those gaps will be really closed in. So I would say about 5 years to completely have a complete hedge. If you wanted to put them in a 3-foot spacing, it would probably be more like 3 years, or 4. 4 for sure. You'd cut off a year. So it's just kind of a basic bamboo, but I planted it here for privacy reasons, because I have behind my fence here is a sidewalk, and when they put the fence in, I don't know why they did this. They put it so low. It's not even 5 foot there, and over here it's even less. So people will walk by and they just look over the fence and talk to me, or look right in my backyard, and I don't really like that. We wanted it to be, our backyard to be our own kind of private space. So that's what these guys are doing, and that's why they're here. So coming along really nicely, and I suppose, the person I bought it from, if you wanted to, you could split these clumps and replant elsewhere to spread it around, but it does take a little bit of while for them to get some good size to them. Anyway, long-winded video, but I know people really like these. Thanks for watching.